everybody why healthy Dwayne Wade is one of the most dangerous basketball players on the planet. Nobody could stop him in transition, and his drives to the basket were a mix of speed and power we have never seen in a player at his size. Just ask poor Anderson Varejao, who suffered the wrath of Wade in one of the worst posterizations in NBA history. Even his jumper was falling at the best rate of his career, and D-Wade finished the season as the top scorer in the NBA with 30.2 points per game. He also had 7.5 assists, 1.3 blocks, and 2.2 steals, and should have been named the MVP if only the Heat had a better roster. The next season, Wade continued to dominate and was named the All-Star Game MVP. However, the Heat were still mediocre, and they lost in the first round again. The decision. Pat Riley threw his championship rings on the negotiating table in front of LeBron and Chris Bosh, but they ultimately decided to join the Heat because they were good friends with Dwayne Wade, and LeBron declared that he was going to take his talents to South Beach. Miami Heat became the #1 title contender, the biggest NBA villains, and the only topic of any sports media. However, the Heat had a rough start with a 9-8 record and the infamous LeBron James shoulder bump to a young coach, Eric Spoelstra. But as the season progressed, Miami improved. LeBron and Wade averaged over 25 points per game, and their full-court lob passes and dunks were must-see TV. It seemed like everything was going according to plan, and that the Heat would win not one, not two, not three championships, as LeBron famously proclaimed. But Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavs had other plans. Even though the Heat led 2-1 in the series and had a big lead in the fourth quarter of Game 4, Nowitzki played spectacularly and stole Game 4. Mother effer, do something. Don't just stand there, Wade unapologetically said to James during a timeout late in Game 5. But LeBron was extremely passive. He couldn't buy a jump shot, and the Heat lost the finals. Wade did his part, averaging a series-leading 26.5 points per game on phenomenal 55% shooting, along with 7.5 rebounds, 5 assists, and nearly 2 blocks and steals per game. Before the next season, Wade had a meeting with LeBron and told him that the Heat should be LeBron's team and that he should be the #1 option, even though he was already a champion and the Finals MVP. And even though he outplayed LeBron in the 2011 Finals, Wade was humble enough to give the keys to the team to LeBron, and it was a smart move. LeBron improved significantly after the Finals loss, and the Heat completely transformed their defensive and offensive strategy, playing LeBron as a point forward with 4 shooters around. However, the Heat's title chances looked bleak after Chris Bosh got injured in the conference semifinals, losing 2-1 in the series, and with Wade having his knee drained. But like a true champion, Wade bounced back and played through injury. He scored 30 points in Game 4 and was even better in the clinching Game 6, going for 41 points and 10 rebounds. In the conference finals, the Heat were again staring at the abyss of another playoff loss, going down 3-2 to the Celtics. But then LeBron played the best game of his career and forced a Game 7, after which Miami clinched a spot in another NBA Finals. Against the young OKC team in the finals,